Greetings, you're welcome to Mailbox. On this episode, we've got a couple of questions we're taking around the world. And I remain Wale, and I've got on the set with me.
Addition.
All right, so our first question today is from the United States, from Steph. It says, my best friend and I have been close for years, but recently I've felt left out. She has made new friends and we hang out. She has made new friends, and when we hang out, it feels different. She seems distracted and I'm starting to feel like I don't matter as much. When I try to talk about it, she brushes it off. I don't want to lose her, but I don't know how to handle this. How can I fix our friendship?
Hi, Steph. So thank God this friendship is not marriage. So I mean, if it's not broken, what are you fixing? So there are two things in this conversation. There's change and there's growth. So even as friends, you must understand that when that thing sets in, just leave it. Let it be. Don't stress yourself. You guys are growing. I'm sure over the years, whatever friendship you guys had, you guys created a bond. There's a story to tell. Those are the things personally that I feel when it comes to issue of friendship. Those are the time that you think about and you smile about. So really, if your friend has recruited or now has new friends, let it be. I mean, the more the merrier. If you don't fit, then leave the circle. If you think you still fit, don't want to be seen or heard. Just relax. It's not that deep, you know. There's really nothing to fix in this friendship. Maybe your value system has just changed, or maybe our wants is already different now. If you see that it is not things that are to your own detriment or things that are harmful to you, just leave it. Don't stress it. And also pray for your friends too, because sometimes the kind of friends that we roll with make or mar us. So you should also remember your friend in the place of prayer. Whatever, if you feel there are negative issues that needs to be attended to, the only gift you can give her is by praying for her. Not about talking about your forcing. Sometimes time heal a lot of things. Time fix situations. So if you feel there are negative things that you should speak to God in the place, even you don't even have to wait till it's negative anyway. So you just need to remember her and a new set of friends in your place of prayer, and be you. Do you.
So essentially, one of the interesting part about friendship or life in itself is that everything is temporary. Even a marriage is temporary, and I'm saying it in the context of the lifespan of a marriage, because once the other person dies, marriage has expired. As a matter of fact, even in heaven, there's no marriage. So there are certain things that we need to understand. There's what they call the human clutch, which is people try to hold on to things even when those things have expired. Now, it might be you that have grown up, or it might be your friend that has grown up. But whatever the case is, don't force it again. What used to bind you together is no longer, and that's why she'll be distracted when she's with you. Now, you will find another tribe who vibe very much on your level.
Right.
All right, and instead of you trying to look for that, you are not doing that. You really want that existing one to continue. So it might have reached its expiry date, so to speak, and then you need to learn to move on. And maybe the lesson here is the knowledge of having to learn how to move on as fast as possible. I understand that people like the same thing, they like consistency, over and over again, but sometimes you can actually find your consistency somewhere else. I hope that, I'm not sure how old you are, but whatever the age is, you might actually need to make that level of adjustments, in growth. I hope that helps you. The second question for today is from Faith from Germany. It says, I've noticed that my husband and I seem to have tension because we are always in each other's space. It's almost as if being around each other all the time is making things worse. I've heard people say giving your partner space can actually help, but I'm worried that pulling back might make us grow even further apart. How do I give him the space he needs without feeling like I'm losing the connection we have? Could this really improve our relationship?
So, Faith, space is an ambiguous word. So the space, is it from here to another country? Is it from this room to another room? Is it from, because then again in relationship or in marriage, you always think your partner is your Siamese twin, which is not the case. I mean, for some people, just like we just responded to a mail now, change is the only constant thing, even in marriage. So as one party is changing, the other person too must be open to change. Don't think that the phase that your marriage took in year 1 to 3 or 0 to 5 is the same way it's going to take from 6 to 10, then 11 to 14. Those things, they are phases and they change. So once those change come, I think you should embrace it. Having conversations, you guys shouldn't stop talking. I mean, if you want to give yourself space, if you feel that's what you need, because it's even looking like you feed from outside a lot, apply what is applicable to your marriage. Don't be listening to advice. Maybe you are thinking of space. Maybe what the guy needs is respect. Maybe you are thinking of space. Maybe what the guy needs is honor. Maybe you are thinking of space. Maybe what the guy needs is clear communication.
Right.
Maybe because there's no company that you enjoy that you want to give space.
Correct.
So for the work space to actually pop up and you're even the one seeing it and you're already surfing everywhere to see that space is a solution, then it means there's a fundamental problem in the marriage that you want to deal. Why do you need the space? You are in each other's face. How? How are you in each other's face? Are you talking? Somebody must give way for love.
Right.
Because if you say you can't be in love, in your generation, you don't fall in love or you don't know how to express yourself, somebody in that relationship must be a fool for that relationship to work. Somebody in that relationship must, if both of you are not standing in the place of prayer, in the gap for each other, someone must give way for that thing to work. So because if you begin to, and since you're the one that it looks like you want solution, like a SAP, and you've already diagnosed the problem, you've sent a mail, it means that you really need solution. And in getting solution, it means that you need to pay attention to what your partner is talking about. What are these things that is choking your marriage? Do you want to do a flip? Do you want to flip the coin or try something else and see what works out? So I think you should begin to deal your marriage in reality, like it's something that you can see. There are people who would rather go online to say, oh, it's my partner's birthday. They will now write all this. It's okay to write a epistle if you feel that epistle is the way forward. But that guy slept beside you on the bed. All you just needed to do was to roll over and say, happy birthday, my love, and say whatever you want to say to them. Even if you don't come online, we don't need to see you there, So a lot of things that we call challenges and problems, some people can be difficult. However, try the thing in real time.
Right.
Stop dealing information on the internet. Stop dealing the information by talking to people. First of all, talk to that person that you feel is the problem. If you've now tried everything while you're praying, I'm sure by the time you finish that conversation, solution will come. But then again, let's first of all deal it in real time than analyzing whether it's choking or not choking. Because really, issues of somebody's stressing, somebody's disturbing me, is the person saying something you don't want to hear. Because of course, if you are saying what I need to hear, the word choking, if I want to be seeing you every now and then. So pretty much that's what I feel.
All right, in addition to what she said, we've got to begin to get into the space of not wanting to diagnose a problem outside of the problem. If two people are in a situation, you've got to be real enough to say to yourself, space is not the problem, because you might think you need space because somebody said that that's what you need. Space is not what you need. It's the fact that you need to increase the quality of your relationship. Now, because people are in the situation together, it's almost difficult for them to diagnose the problem. So the people who started the problem can't most often fix the problem. So it's a subject on perception. You are seeing it from a certain perspective. The other person is seeing it from a certain perspective. In fact, what you might need is even more time together rather than away from each other, because the space can now be interpreted wrongly and then allow the enemy to come and right in that particular space. There's a tendency for human beings to want to think that their solution is outside,
Right.
but the solution always is on the inside. The moment you find out that the solution to your problem is right on the inside, you begin to diagnose that particular situation. Now, things gravitate from one particular space to another level. And once you don't diagnose that thing correctly, to say, right now, what we need might be even a retreat, which means leave your house, you and your husband, go and sit down somewhere where there is no pressure of paying school fees or there's no pressure of this or that, but you can actually just attend to each other, look at each other and say, what exactly is this challenge? Because you're an adult, you should be able to diagnose and fix your own problems. All right, I hope that helps you. And to the last question for today, all right, on this particular episode, excuse me.
That's Emma from Australia.
All right, so that's Emma from Australia. It says, my mom and I have always had a close relationship, but recently she's been criticizing me constantly. She doesn't approve of my career choice and has started comparing me to my siblings. I feel hurt and unappreciated, even though I am trying my best. I've tried explaining myself, but she brushes it off, saying I'm being too sensitive. It's hard to stay positive when I'm constantly being judged. How do I improve our relationship without feeling like I'm being blamed for everything?
The relationship with your mother is a going concern. Unfortunately, there's pretty much you can't run away from her. For Emma, you shouldn't stop praying. However, you still need to stay positive irrespective. So irrespective of the energy you are getting, whether it's from your mom or your sister, I mean, it's just normal of some mom, you know, you can't begin to question their value system. They are already who they are, so they can decide to be who they are. So it is left for you to also pick who you want to be or what you want to hear. So sometimes we say, hear no evil, see no evil, say no evil. Apply it. So she's beginning to say negative things. Begin to prophesy and start manifesting positive things about yourself to yourself. If she says it and you are assimilating it and you are digesting it and you are tearing up and you're soaking up, you're beginning to attract those things, and before you know it, they will start materializing. But have you not seen sometimes when you are so negative to some people or you so much stress them out and they don't even move an inch, yourself, you'll not be like, even everything I'm trying, this thing is not working. So it's possible your mom is also going through a phase. As they say, it could be menopause. As they say, it could be character, it could be challenge, it could be marital issue, it could even be financial. Right. So, because from your story or from your mail, she didn't start like that. You guys were very close. Cool. So for you to actually know that, she also needs help. So don't say because she has that tie to mommy, or because he has that tie to daddy, or somebody that's older, they know everything. They're also trying to figure out life in itself, as everybody's in this life. So understand that they might also be going through a phase. So maybe you want to give them, you want to cut them a bit of slack and check what is going on, you know. Or maybe you even want to be so much interested in what her concerns are, right? You know, and because, you know, for some kids or for some children, they get to a certain age and they don't even really care. Right. And the parent will say, you know what, bring it on. Right. Don't forget that if you're so much concerned about what I'm going through, we deal might together. It will be easy for me to actually see. You'll be responsible too. Absolutely. Because you also said she compares you with your sister. So there's something about your character that I feel
strange.
is questionable, you know. So pretty much.
So anytime there is a movement in an environment, it's a call to attention, and that attention must not be overlooked. Because if you had a good relationship with someone and the movement has started, it means, and there are two things usually. God is actually trying to get your attention to something, which is that on the outside, there's got to be adjustments that needs to be made. If you don't make those adjustments, then there will be a much bigger problem. If you've been cool with her, and I like the way you addressed these issues, which is that there is a possibility that your mom is actually going through something and she wants you to be a little bit more sensitive in that regard. And there might be a deficiency on the inside of you that God is trying to make that adjustment and trying to get your attention to. Now, pay attention to those things. Don't look at the criticism. What do I need to learn? Because the right question should be, what should I be paying attention to? If you don't pay attention to that, you will be in this phase for a long period of time.
Right.
Your relationship with your mom will degenerate badly and it becomes something else. So what do I need to know? What do I need to learn? If there is a movement on the outside that is making you uncomfortable, there are sometimes what they call growth pains. And those things, if you don't pay attention, that's an opportunity for you to grow. And if you begin to complain and murmur over that thing, you won't learn the process. And the next thing you find out is you've been bypassed completely. It might even be something in school. It might be something with your colleagues. It might be something with, that would impact your growth significantly. All right. I hope that has helped you. And so we've come to the end of this particular episode on the Mailbox. And until next time, till we see you again, I remain Olawale and
Addition.
peace.